Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the supermoon in Libra, which will take place on March 20th, 2019. Now, supermoon in astrology is like a regular full moon, but only the effects can be more powerful and intensified and amplified. Also, the moon will be in closer proximity to the Earth than a regular full moon. Now, this may impact all collectively, but especially those with a Libra or Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, and of course, even more intense if a conjunction is made to one's Libra or Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant. Now, Libra, of course, because it's in their sign, and Cancer, since they are strongly impacted by all transits and phases of the moon because it governs, it rules their sign. This could be strongly attributed, I believe, to why the zodiac sign Cancer can be so moody, fickle, and temperamental. Now, this could be a time where people might become exceptionally full, tired, and exasperated at a certain situation or a person that may be prominent in one's life scheme. This could be also about very complete, unrestrained, and uninhibited, unadulterated emotional expression. Now, emotions that may have been suppressed for some time may be finally unleashed. And it could be also a time when you're talking about a supermoon in astrology. Of course, it's like amplified full moon. Full moons can be about where one may go public with something. I'm being flippant, of course. This maybe to some degree it could be possible. Maybe there might be some innovative scale that comes out at this time. I mean, hey, scales are associated with the zodiac sign Libra, but anyway. It could be, I mean, there might be something that might come out, of course, maybe that might be connected with some kind of Libra-like board game or something. I mean, it could be something connected with the law or justice or something. And I mean, if somebody has the say in their fifth house of games, hobbies, amusement, it could also be a time where, I mean, when you're talking about a full moon, supermoon, could be a time where something reaches a culmination, completion, or ending. And now, because if it's a supermoon, I see this as the effects that may be more sustained than an actual or regular full moon. It could also be a very strong unveiling or revelation of something. It could be, in some cases, given that this often full supermoons in astrology, they could be about, again, the completion or culmination or ending of something. Now, if it's going to be, I mean, if it's like a lot of times this could be about a position or a Libra-like job that may come to an end or completion. Now, especially if this falls in one's second, sixth, or 10th house in their natal chart, because those, of course, are like the job, money houses. Now, let's say if it falls, I mean, this could be a time where one may complete work as a diplomat, a lawyer, an attorney, a paralegal, a bailiff, a judge, a court reporter, a graphic artist, somebody that might be any kind of artist that their career may come to an end at this point in time. And of course, art can cover a wide divergence of things. It could be somebody that's a painter or a sculptor, somebody that draws. It could be somebody that's into abstract art. This could be something where a position of an arbitrator may come to an end, or somebody that works as a marriage counselor, or somebody that's in human resources may come to an end. Now, also, this could be a time where one reaches also something Libra related might come to an end. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career or job position. It could be something connected with a reconciliation comes to fruition, or maybe or a compromise is finally reached between parties. For many, it could also be where negotiation is completed. It could be a long sustained arbitration case might finally come to a completion or culmination for many. this is something too where you're looking at this now when you're talking about full supermoons in astrology. Any kind of full moon can be I believe can give a greater propensity for accidents and car accidents, perhaps especially. This could be a time because you have the emotions are going to be in full throttle, is what I call it. This could be a time where you have, given that this is Libra, this could be something where it's kind of like, you know, the expression, the eye for an eye. Well, I'm going to cut you, you cut me off, I'm going to do the same thing to you in my vehicle, and things of that nature. People doing what they think is lawful or being fair to, well, not necessarily lawful, but being fair to themselves, basically. This could be a time too, where, I mean, you know, you confronted me, I ram your car, you ram my car, I'm going to do the same to you. So it could be something like that going down. So it's really important to be extra careful at this time as far as you're talking about this full moon energy. And of course, the emotions can be very powerful and magnified at this time. Now, really, and again, I mean, this could be, you know, as far as the house that this falls in, it could be very significant, as well as it could impact the delineation. Now, if somebody has this, say, in the first or their sixth house in their natal chart, this could be a Libra-like health-related issue that might be unveiled or revealed at this time. It could be something connected with the kidneys or the lower back. Now, the fact that, I mean, this is like, in really the way I see it is that, you know, you're talking about a full moon, could be something minor, but when you're talking about supermoon, it could be a little bit more serious health related. Now, if you're talking about a lunar eclipse, that's really magnified, and that could be something more life altering. It's kind of like, I mean, if you have, let's say, somebody has a regular full moon in Libra in their first or sixth house in their natal chart, right? That could be just something like, you know, some strain in the lower back, and it could be, I mean, it could be something where a doctor might say, well, you need to start drinking more water, or you might eventually have kidney issues. Now, if you have, now we're talking about the supermoon, of course, it could be a little bit more serious. It could be something where something happens with one's lower back, for example, where they might go to a chiropractor or something, or they might have some minor surgical repair on it, and or maybe they have a kidney stone pulverized. Now, if you're talking about a lunar eclipse, that's something more. A lot of times, this could be more life altering. And let's say somebody had the lunar eclipse in Libra and it fell in their first or sixth house in their natal chart. Now, that could be something where it could be more life altering, where somebody might have some very strong surgical procedure done on their lower back, for example, which might really affect maybe how they live the rest of their life to some degree. Something might happen to their lower back, and maybe it affects their mobility or something strongly. Or it could be something where somebody might be really have some strong kidney issues that really could be very powerful issues, more so than in contrast to a supermoon or just a regular full moon in Libra. Now, I don't know if there's anything called kidney disease, but if there is something like that, it might have a greater chance of being diagnosed. Now, anyway, now another thing too is, now it could also be, when you're talking about a supermoon in Libra, well, this could be about, in some cases, could be like a revelation again, or unveiling of something Libra related. It could be something that's unlawful that may come out, a criminal record may come out on somebody very surprisingly, perhaps. And I mean, especially, like, say, if you have this and you're making a conjunction to your natal Uranus, or even an adverse aspect to it, it could be something very shocking and surprising to you. Now, let's say, I mean, if it falls in your 8th house, for example, it could be maybe a criminal record could be unveiled regarding a sexual partner, someone you're in a shared resources situation with, an intimate, a person you're in an intimate relationship with. In the 7th house, perhaps one connected with a significant other. Now, mine is going to fall in my 5th house in my natal chart. Now, this can manifest in a number of ways for me. This could be a time where perhaps I become tired or exasperated, full, perhaps not having balanced or equitable enjoyment in my life. It's also, interestingly enough, this is going to make a long conjunction to my natal Uranus now, which could indicate, I think, that suggests that some of this may be attributed to having perhaps a very sporadic, erratic type schedule, and this is a time where I might be really wanting more freedom in my daily routine, and which would also, of course, be tied into having more fair and balanced fun and enjoyment in my life, which, of course, would be the supermoon in Libra in the 5th house of fun, amusement, and enjoyment. That energy could be very integrated, I believe. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, well, also, I mean, it's also important to look at transits by other planets to points in your chart, as they could be amplified and intensified by the super full moon energy. Now, at this time as well, transit Mars is going to conjoin my natal ascendant. Now, if there's something that I'm going to that I'm going to try to complete or end, that could be tied in to this full supermoon in Libra energy, it could give me more of an abundance and surfeit of energy to do it, and more courage and fortitude to do it, because Mars will be conjunct my ascendant. In giving that, this is Taurus energy. It could be very strong latent energy, and really, and also very methodical as well, I would say, in going about finishing up whatever could be perhaps then Libra related, of course, that could, in doing so very methodically as far as ending something. Now, I joked with someone, I said, well, maybe because it's making a conjunction to my natal, I should say long conjunction to my natal Uranus in the 6th, maybe this is the ending of some synastry or relationship astrology report that I'm going to do. But anyway, well, also too, looking at this, as far as Sabian symbols go, okay, this is going to be at 0 degrees Libra. Now, this could suggest perhaps much self-reliance, doing things without the assistance of others, but reinforced by the fact it is a super full moon in the sign of relationships, and it could be the culmination of them. This could also be indicate the beginning of perhaps flourishing in some self-defense sports. I mean, which of course could be, wide divergence of sports, which can include karate, judo, boxing. And also too, knowing that this is 0 degrees, I see this as being paradoxical, because of course 0 degrees can be about endings and 0 degrees can be about new beginnings, but the fact that it's a full supermoon, it also could be about the ending or culmination or completion of things. So the way this could manifest for many, it could be the ending of some kind of relationship for many, but then it could signify the beginning of another. And other full supermoons can be like that anyway, regardless of the degree. But I think there's greater propensity for this, given that this is going to be at 0 degrees. And also too, and I think a lot of this too can be about really, again, a connection may end for many with some relationships or what have you, but really it's something, but it can be about new beginnings. And also going back to really, in given that, I want to go back to the 0 degrees meaning again. Something else I want to say associated with it is that a connection may end for many, but it could also free oneself up to perhaps ingratiate self in groups and others, and that could lead to new beginnings for relationships. So anyway, but it's also important to look at the aspects that this makes to other planets in transit / electionally. Now, of course, that could impact the delineation and interpretation of this as well. Now, this full supermoon in Libra is going to make an inconjunct to Uranus and Taurus. Now, inconjuncts can often manifest in health issues. Now, some of you may have heard it, some sports fans out there may have heard that golf legend Tiger Woods, recently he had complained about some pain in his neck. And of course, the neck can be associated with Taurus. Now, he believes it's stemming from his lower back. Lower back, of course, associated with Libra. Now he had a lower back fusion. Now I'm thinking that this may be a precursor to perhaps this supermoon energy that's going to take place on March 20th. Now I'm hoping that this isn't going to be exacerbated for Tiger Woods around this time. Now interestingly enough, this inconjunct is going to involve Tiger Woods' 8th house and his 1st house. Now, the supermoon in Libra in the 1st house can unveil and reveal issues, physical health issues with the lower back, and it's also not really that far from his natal Pluto, which of course Pluto is about surgery. And I'm thinking, you know, I'm hoping not, but I'm thinking it maybe these issues with him may be exacerbated at the time of the supermoon. And the thing about it is, it's also that Uranus and Taurus is also going to make a long conjunction to hit Tiger Woods' ascendant at this time as well. And of course, as you know, again, inconjuncts can be about health-related issues. Now, the thing about it too is, now what I've noticed too about how I think this what's happening, which could correlate with this supermoon in Libra, is that you're having, some of you may have heard recently, there's been a number of prominent college coaches and celebrities have been tied in, and apparently they've been charged with some bribery associated with getting students into renowned and prolific colleges without those students meeting the credentials and criteria to do so, by paying prodigious amounts of money to coaches and I think perhaps administrators. Now, the administrators you may want to look up, but it wouldn't surprise me if they had been involved somehow. Now, the thing about it is the inconjunct. Now, it's interesting because the inconjunct between the super full moon in Libra and again to Uranus and Taurus in the United States, and the chart I'm referring to, of course, is the Sagittarius rising chart of the United States. It's going to fall in the 9th house of higher education and the 5th house of sports and entertainment, celebrities, I mean, respectively. Now, expect, and of course, in the 5th house is also the house of children as well. Well, children, I mean, children to parents, they may not be considered kids, but they are children of parents, so I think it could apply. Now, expect more to be revealed regarding this scandal at around this time of the super full moon in Libra. Now, a lot of this may manifest in as far as inequality, injustice in higher education, and shocking financial activity with celebrities, prolific sports coaches. Now, an inconjunct, again, astrology can be about adjustments. Now, I think what people are going to realize and have to understand at this time, many, is that you're not going to, it's about not resorting to non-conforming Uranus-like unlawful tactics to justify what's fair and equitable, which is that for your family, which is that Libra moon in Libra energy, I believe. Now, understanding that the mother and the family being fair-minded, of course, at this time. Now, this is something where, you know, as far as lawful college education, being fair-minded and lawful in terms of college education, which, of course, is that 9th house in the United States chart. Now, and of course, this could still ensure financial freedom for children. Now, as long as they're being fair-minded, you don't necessarily have to get your kids into a prolific, renowned college in order to have success in life. Now, the thing about it is, and of course, that financial freedom for children can be tied in to Uranus and Taurus in the 5th house in the United States chart. And of course, the one I'm talking about is the Sagittarius rising chart. Now, the adjustment as far as this goes can be where one, again, could be about admission to really at this time, admission, understanding that there can be admission to less prolific, renowned schools at this time, and in understanding that, again, that you can have children, you can have your children still have success in their lives. If they don't make the criteria credentials to be in a renowned or an elite or illustrious school or what have you, it doesn't mean they can't be successful. Then what in understanding what it means too is that then the children have to do something earlier on in order to attain better criteria to get into the more illustrious colleges. So those, I mean, so this can be about the adjustment and understanding that. Now, also too at this time, the Sun in Aries is going to make a close conjunction to Chiron. Now, the thing about this is, I think this could be tied in a little bit to this this illegal admissions scandal going on with colleges. This could be about really some wounds and some emotional wounds, suffering, perhaps due to unworthiness of perhaps dominant male authority figures at this time. And it may be connected with being overly passive, lacking confrontational ability, and it might be as far as allowing these transgressions to transpire at this time. Now also too, this conjunction between the Sun in Aries and Chiron in Aries is going to make a close conjunction to the United States 4th house cusp. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. So at this time, well, this could also be suggesting that at this time, perhaps focusing on perhaps domestic violence cases in the United States, and the fact that this is going to be amplified energy, given that this is going to fall on the supermoon in Libra. Perhaps it could be maybe focusing on and seeing and really being more cognizant, this being revealed, maybe perhaps a proliferation of domestic violence in the United States at this time. And remember that the Sun can be connected with the dominant male. Often it could be the father, and if it's going to, and if that conjunction to Chiron in Aries at the 4th house in the United States chart, well, you could pretty much do the math on that one. Then this could be about perhaps wounds that maybe that in many instances, of course, the dominant male, I mean, this is often, I mean, this is like the father in many cases that could be inflicting harm on other family members. And I think you might see either more where this could be more prevalent at this point in time, or maybe there's going to be some shocking revelation regarding this, that that this is more prevalent than maybe people even were at first even realized. So another thing too is that this is going to another thing that I noticed too, I think could be perhaps tied in and correlate with this supermoon in Libra on March 20th, 2019, is that some of you may have heard apparently there's going to be some Disney Fox Corporation merger and consolidation on this date. It's like they're consummating their vows, so to speak. Not literally, of course. It's like this relationship is completed at this time. Now, again, interestingly, if it's going to fall in the 9th house of the United States global communications, and it's also given, again, this is very paradoxical, it's going to be at 0 degrees. So what's going to happen, my understanding is that at least there was one blog I saw online about this, that at least 4,000 people were going to actually lose their jobs because of this merger. Now, when you're talking about a full supermoon in astrology could represent culminations, completions, or endings of things. But at the same time, you're going to have a beginning as well. And the fact is that this could be the beginning of that relationship, because you're having the merger and consolidation of Disney and Fox at this time. So this is really, it's kind of like you're having at 0 degrees, you're having that beginning relationship with these two. but you're also having endings as well. And also another way to perceive this is that this is where this merger and consolidation finally is completed. So in that sense, it's an ending right there. And in fact, it's not really that surprising, and something like this would happen on a super full moon in astrology. Now, and anyway, well, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my take on the March 20th, 2019 supermoon in Libra. Stay tuned next time, where I am going to be giving you my Cancer April 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.